Hey guys, it's Stacey, and today I'm here to talk about all the books I read in February. I read a total of 11 books, which is awesome. I read 12 last month, so I'm glad I read 11 this month. So I will just skip into these since there are quite a few. The first book I read was The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was just freaking amazing. I didn't really care for the ending, but I couldn't not give it a 5 out of 5 stars because I loved it so much and I had so much fun reading it. But this is the last book in the Heroes of Olympus series, and so I'm excited to continue on with more of his works with Magnus Chase and the Trials of Apollo and finishing up the Kane Chronicles. But I freaking adored this book, and yeah, my baby. The next book I read was The Dark Days Pact by Alison Goodman, and I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This was freaking amazing. It's one of my favorite books of this year so far. It was just, I love the first one, but this one kind of blew the other one out of the water, and there was just so much more happening. There was so much more development, and I freaking adore this book. I adore this series. I cannot wait for the third one that comes out next year. It's the final book in this trilogy, but this is one of my all-time favorite trilogies now, and I love it. The next thing I read was actually a little novella bind-up, and that was Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. You don't have to read it to read any books 2 or 3. It didn't really add anything to the story. It kind of just, the first novella is about Cal's mother, and then Farley is the second novella, and I really liked Farley's novella because Shade was in it, and I love Shade, but yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable, and I read it in a couple of hours, but yeah, this doesn't, you don't have to read this to read the other books, but it was fun, and I liked knowing what happened to Cal's mother and how Farley and Shade met. The next book I read was Empire of Dust by Eleanor Herman, and this is the second book in the Bloods of Gods and Royals series, but is the sequel to the Legacy of Kings, and it was really good. I have 4 out of 5 stars. I gave it 4 out of 5 because it took me so long to get into it, but this book is super short, and it was over before I even realized it, but it was so much fun. There are a couple characters I still don't really care about, that I didn't care about in the first book, and one of them is Zofia. I don't really like her, and Prince Alexander's sister, I don't know how to say her name, but I don't like her either, but other than that, I really enjoyed it, and there's a new romance happening, and I'm hoping it's gonna happen because I ship it so much, but I love this series, and if you like historical fiction, this is one of the best ones I've ever read because the author is actually a historian, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty accurate. I don't know much about history, but this is probably one of my favorite historical reads. The next book I read was Kinkaid by Victoria Aveyard, and I gave this a 4.25 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. There was so much more than the first and second book. There was so much more development. It got a lot darker, and I love this series so much. I do have a book talk on this, and if I remember, I will link it down below, but I doubt I'll remember. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I need the 4th one now because cliffhanger. These next 2 books I read were sent to me by the author of the books, so thank you for sending me these. And that is The Land Without Color and The Great Sugar War. I do have a full spoiler-free review on both these books, and if I remember, I will link it down below. But these were super cute. I gave them both 3 stars. They're just really fun middle grades and really unique middle grades. And I really enjoyed them, and if you like middle grade, or if you have kids, I think these would be really good to read to them. Or have them read, because they're so much fun, and they're just the type of books that I feel would get a kid into reading, because they're just so much fun and so entertaining and so gripping, so definitely go check these books out. The next book I read was A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and this is the first book in the Shades of Magic trilogy, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the characters in this world and the different Londons, but this one was just kind of missing something for me, even though I still really enjoyed it. I wasn't blown away, so then I picked up the sequel, A Gathering of Shadows, and this one did a lot more for me. I still gave it 4 out of 5 stars because there is still something missing for me, but I'm hoping the 3rd book will really outshine these, because everybody who's read the 3rd book has given it 5 stars, and so I'm super excited to read it. But this one, I loved it. I'm pretty sure there's a bisexual main character in here, and a gay character. I don't know, but there was stuff happening and I was shipping it, and I still ship it, and I want to know what's gonna happen to Kel and Delilah, and I love these characters so much. And the last book I read was Frostblood by Ellie Blake, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely, if you like Red Queen, definitely pick this up because it'll give you some feels like that, but it is a lot different. The world is different, and the magic type power system is different. But I really enjoyed it. For most of the book, I thought it was going to be like a solid 3 stars, but the ending I did not see coming, and then yeah, and I have like a hardcore ship in this book. Like I'm for it, I'm here for it, but I know the second book, I think something's going to interrupt it, and I'm like, no. But I really enjoyed this. I read it in a day, and I really want the sequel that comes out in September. But I freaking adored this book. It was so much fun. It's definitely not the most unique fantasy read ever, but like it's fun, and you get attached to the characters, and you want to know what's happening to them, and you just love them, and I enjoyed it. So those are all the books I've read this month. Comment what you've read this month, or if you've read any of these, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye! Okay, hey guys, this is going to be at the end of my wrap-up, but I forgot to mention a book that I read. It was Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I read it on my Kindle, that's why I forgot, because I wasn't looking at the physical thing. But I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was really good. I liked it. I'm excited to read the last one and then be able to move on to the Six of Crows duology. But yeah, I read that one. It was really good. It was kind of slow for me, but I still overall enjoyed it. I love Mal. Comment if Mal is the main ship or if Nikolai is the main ship in this series, because like everybody talks about who Alina ends up with in Ruin and Rising, but I haven't read Ruin and Rising, so don't spoil it. But like, comment if you like Mal or who you want her to end up with. I need to know, because like I'm so confused. But yeah, I read that book as well. So yeah,